Greetings, this is Black Light. Now, I've been naming this one Dr. Jekyll versus Mr. Hyde, or the original man versus the Yakub's Caucasian. See, they got that movie Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from ancient history that goes back further than the Egyptian history. The reason why everybody's stuck on the Egypt history, because really those dynasties, even though it say BC, compared to how old the planet Earth is and how old the black man is, that's kind of like almost like modern history. Now you got these brothers on the side of the enemy. The reason why y'all can't recognize it is because y'all want the enemy to be your friend. He can't be your friend. He's not designed to be your friend. He's designed to be your antagonist. This is his nature. So you will use all of your mind, all of your brain. They say, well, you're only using 10% of your brain. That's true. That's why you can't recognize the devil and you can't recognize God. And you don't know how even how your body works. And y'all give praises to guys that study up on that, and because y'all ain't doing it. Y'all too busy into them games, Xbox and whatever. Too busy into sports. Plus y'all sex fiends. All y'all want to do is get your rocks off. And there's a reason behind all of this. You're programmed to be like that. And if you study your history, you see that you were programmed to be how you are now. Because basically, you're morally upright. But when you're born into this society, you're not. Eventually you get turned out into Mr. Hyde. And if you notice, for example, seen them old Western cowboys movies. A lot of you done watched cowboy movies before. They got a bar or a saloon that they go into. In that saloon, you got prostitutes. Now, do you think in Africa, around about that time, in the villages, they had a saloon, and all the men went to the saloon, and in the saloon they had prostitutes, and all these men solicited prostitutes? Do you think that's how it was going over there in Africa? Well, some of you brothers is tripping because y'all say, well, we not Africans and we not Egyptians and stuff. We born right here. Okay, in the Indian village. Do you think that the Indians had a saloon where they drunk fire water and then they had prostitutes in one of them teepees or lodges? Because all Indians didn't live in teepees and lodges And they had all different type of structures that they occupied back in those times. That wasn't that type of sit up in a town of prostitutes in a bar or a saloon. That came with the European. That's how they was rolling over there in Europe, over there in England and France and everything, with them hoe houses. But the Indians and the Africans, they didn't have that. They didn't have that. They didn't have to get high and drink. And then check this out. Once the cowboys went to them saloons and got drunk, they tore up the town, man. Killed the sheriff. All of them was allowed to carry guns. When did they stop allow them to stop carrying guns? They never did it. Just when they freed the black man from bondage, that they started. You have to have ID, and you have to have you couldn't carry no guns. Same with the Indians. Not in their town. You couldn't even go in a saloon. Black man and Indian couldn't go in there, let alone drink. You had to be a mean sucker to go in a saloon, kill up a few whiteys, or be with some crazy whiteys to get on like the whitey. And that's what's happening here today, nowadays. You want to go into saloons, you want to get high, just like the whitey started that. You want to make it rain, buy some sex, get high off all types of stuff. And if you don't want to hang with the whitey, you want to be like the whitey. Your ancestors weren't like that. They didn't have to do that. They were gods, man. So this is the only thing I'm trying to make y'all wake up and see. And that street corner scholarship and philosophizing, brothers getting high for wine and getting high for coke or whatever. And all you doing is arguing, man. Y'all like to argue, but y'all don't like to argue with your oppressor. Y'all don't like to get your oppressor mad at you. So y'all don't talk like how I would talk. And the big bad wolf ain't all that. I mean, he could take you out. He take out his own people. Kennedy took Kennedy out. Took out his Lincoln, and took out Malcolm and the rest of them brothers. Anybody he want to take out, he'd take out, man. If they got a following, and they making money. If you making money for your organization, you're a spokespiece or mouth for your organization, you're making money. Or you don't have no organization, but you're still making money. Y'all watch enough gangster pictures to know that he want to cut or he want to take over the business. If you don't, you get dusted off. 9 times out of 10, brothers gonna consent. They say, well, I'd rather continue on making this money. Because the police is, you got brothers joining the police. You got brothers joining the army. They're joining the enemy because they feel like might is right. They're not taking time to study their situation. If you wake up, if y'all brothers and sisters wake up that the whole planet will be yours, I'm talking about brothers across the planet. Brothers over in Africa, brothers. It's more black people, brown people, people of hue. We talking about the Chinese, Japanese too, more than it is Caucasian. Now the only white people that you might could trust is one of them Caucasian Muslims over in Iran. If they don't bow down to the white man's or the Caucasian, the European Caucasians mindset, because you got a whole bunch of brothers is bowing down, not just Caucasian, but you got these white boule type brothers, coon brothers, bowing down to their mindset. See, because you're in an Islamic country, and this is what the white Americans don't like. They go over there and talk about they oppressing their women over there. They're not oppressing their women. Now some countries is. Now them whiteys over in Afghanistan, them Muslim Afghanistan brothers, they so hard on their people because they call them the beast. They hard on the people for entertaining the beast. See, they don't want their women to be looked upon or whatever, and they don't want them going over to the beast way of thinking. And so the Caucasian, if don't nobody think like exactly, if you don't fall in line with the Caucasian like Saddam Hussein and the rest of them, they're going to come against you and won't be satisfied until you bow down to them, as gods. And you got a whole lot of black Christians over here bowing down to the white man indirectly as being a god. And you got a whole lot of y'all scared. So, the reason why I just come and talk at you is because I know, I know how my children are. I got children. I try to tell them something. And they say, no, that was back then. This is something new now. It's the same game, just a different name. They just upgraded it, or they just made it more sophisticated. But it's the same basic format, and they tweaking it now. They tweaking they technology, and in a minute ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it, because you're gonna be online. They're gonna own your DNA. They're gonna own your mind, just like the Matrix, man. Matrix wasn't no joke. But it was made so long ago, but it's still popular among the Caucasians, but it ain't popular among the black boys no more, and the black women. They too much into these entertainers, beefing and carrying on, and Cat Williams. And you don't want to get off into that, man. You better start strategizing on how to get out of this thing, how to survive this. You know what I'm saying? They'll learn how to survive this. And it ain't hard to do if you put your mind to it. Ain't nothing to do but do it, See, God is trying to force y'all to come together. Now, see, I believe, this way I believe, When I see God or Allah, that's how I see Allah. I see Allah as a supreme intelligence or a supreme mind that's the whole circumference of the universe. And everything that's in the universe possesses some type of intelligence on its vibration. That vibration is an intelligent force. And when you see a tree, for example, you see a tree, you got molecules in that tree working in conjunction or working in harmony to manifest that tree and to reproduce itself. Now this is for us to observe, and when we look at that tree, when the human being look at that tree, he sees how he's more sophisticated than that tree, because that tree is rooted to the earth and can't move, but it wasn't designed to move. It was designed to produce what man needs to live on this earth. A self-sustaining, or a how would you say it? In other words, you got a reproduction of food supply, you got a reproduction of materials to build a house or shelter, or even to make medicine with in that tree. You got various types of trees that can do various types of things. That's all from the mind of Allah. Then I believe that we are little Allahs or little gods, but as a whole, when you working in harmony together, you are Allah. You know, those are just my beliefs from my observation and my study. And by us being the first people, I believe and know that we the first people on the planet, that we got a responsibility. And our responsibility is to keep this planet and then go through the universe, mastering the environment and adjusting ourselves so we could survive on each planet. I don't believe that we supposed to die though. You know, I believe that it's enough planets for us to go to and start a new population on each planet. And I believe that everything that's in the universe, every type of chemical or gas or liquid, whatever, solids, I believe that's us also, different, just in different forms. But we are the masterminds. We are the gods. And I also believe that the Caucasian is a grafted man from us. And his job is to sharpen our wits. You know. So we don't need to sharpen our wits from each other in that manner. You know. We just need to teach each other, school each other in the right direction. But he's there to make us prove the point that we are gods. He's out of hand right now. And it's up to us to be the real Sharif, the real sheriff. It said in the Bible, we gotta lock him up, you know, put him in the dungeon, man. We really don't need the Caucasian. He's not doing no. He's not he's not doing the planet no good or the universe no good. Too many wars, man. Too many weapons that could kill everything on this planet and eventually destroy the whole universe. He don't even know what to do with his waste materials, like plastic. He haven't got that wise yet. He know how to invent it, but he don't know how to get rid of it. So he know that once we wake up, it's all over for him. His job is over with. So he try to keep us asleep as long as he can. Before I go, I'm gonna tell you how he do it. People y'all rather believe a dirty, filthy lie, a well-dressed, dirty, filthy lie, than the naked truth. And I'm gonna run it to you about this little story. I'm gonna tell it to you. Run it to you like this. Truth was riding on his way to a town to give a lecture. And he was riding a white horse. He was dressed white horse. He was sharp as a tack. You know, his gear was getting kind of dirty from being on the trail so long, and he was dirty. So he said, well, I see a pond, a fresh pond. I'm gonna take a bath and wash my clothes. So first he washed his clothes, hung them out to dry, wiped his horse down, you know. Then he got in the pond and started bathing. While he was bathing, here come dirty, filthy lie, you know. Filthy lie, seeing them clothes gleaming in the sunset, said, well, I'm gonna steal his clothes, you know. And so he stole his clothes, took his horse, rode to the town that Truth was on his way to. When the lie got to the town, you know, he hadn't washed up, he was stinking, but he had on these clothes. It was just clean and sparkling in the sun. And the horse was beautiful. He was clean. And people thought he was Truth. And so they came up to him and they say, yeah, we was expecting you, you know, and they honored him, you know. Come and teach us. You know. So Truth, seeing that his clothes was, after he got through bathing, he seen that his clothes was gone. So he ran to town, you know, naked. And because he was late. And so when he came to the town naked, people couldn't stand it. So they shunned him and talked about him and lied on him. And so he said, that ain't Truth. They thought the lie was Truth. He said, no, that ain't Truth. I'm Truth. And they said, no, you ain't. Get out of here. So Truth said, well, y'all rather believe a well-dressed, stinking lie, dirty, filthy lie, than the naked truth. That's how y'all are today. That's why y'all throwing these rumors around and lying on each other, because it gets y'all views. So half of that stuff is made up, man. You think Hassan gonna tell y'all the truth like that? He just starting up controversy. Talking about Poppy and all that. He's starting up controversy because that's what y'all like. This is Black Light.